We got some news involving Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia, and the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. What the hell is going on with Ivan Redkach and Adrian Broner? And also a potential fight between Chris Colbert and Raul Valenzuela. Anyways, let's chop it up.
They hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. Yeah. And they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can be. Or you want to see? Our troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Would it even be right if I didn't start with a song? I don't know if that's going to be my thing, but anyways, what's up with it, fam? This is Hot Boxing Minute, your favorite pharmaceutical engineer turned boxing analyst, back at you with that uncut realness. This past weekend, we witnessed Stephen Big Shot Shaw lose a decision to Efe Ajagba, a fight I thought my guy Stephen won. Either way, the fight was anticlimactic. And moving on to the next one. This weekend, we got Liam Smith. He's going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. I'm not a big fan of Chris Eubank Jr. I like Beefy, but I don't even want to talk about that fight right now. Let's talk about what's going on behind the scenes of boxing, because that's what I feel like talking about. A recent post on Twitter by Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy of boxing, he stated on Saturday, "I have no contract. Deadline for me is Monday or I'm moving on." The contract, everyone is assuming, is in reference to the super fight between Ryan Garcia and, of course, Gervonta Tank Davis, the American face of boxing outside of Canelo Alvarez, who's not even Mexican, but that's a whole different subject to talk about. Now, Oscar De La Hoya stated he has no contract signed yet, but yet we have also heard other industry insiders say that, specifically Steven Espinoza and others of his ilk, other executives say that sometimes contracts aren't even signed until fight week or until the weigh-in. So a verbal agreement apparently, or all points agreed upon, is just as good as a binding contract, something to that effect. This is the wild, wild west, folks. Welcome to boxing. You never get a straight answer from anybody. I don't care whether it's Steven Espinoza, whether it's Oscar De La Hoya, Tank Gervonta Davis, or whoever have you. You're going to hear an angle. So the truth is always going to be somewhere in the middle. What makes it so interesting was Oscar De La Hoya did state, "I have no contract. The deadline for me is Monday or I'm moving on." But Ryan Garcia, who was recently on Ariel Helwani's show, which was a few days before this, January 11th, he stated that everything was in place, all the little small points were agreed upon, and he had even seen the contract. Keyword, he had seen the contract. So there is a dissonance. For those of you who don't know, the word dissonance means there's a disagreement. Or who has the contract? Did anybody see the contract? But here's the thing that makes it even more interesting. So everybody's arguing about, have you seen the contract? Are the contracts signed? Is this fight even going to happen on April 15th? When nobody's talking about the elephant in the living room. So everybody wants the super fight. We all want to see Ryan Garcia. We all want to see Gervonta Tank Davis. We want them both inside a ring. With all this hoopla about the contract negotiations and all the small details, nobody's talking about the elephant in the living room. The elephant in the living room is Gervonta Tank Davis's upcoming court case in the middle of February, because it all hinges on the result of that. And thus far, the judge in that case does not like Gervonta. So if you don't already know, it's for a hit and run that occurred in 2020 in Baltimore. Apparently, it involved a pregnant woman, and according to her testimony, she made eye contact with Gervonta and told Gervonta, "Hey, I need to get home. I'm pregnant. Help me." And Gervonta grabbed his stuff and fled the scene. Now, he did have his legal team motion to the courts to make an agreement. The plea agreement was no incarceration. Let's see what the exact terms were if I have it on here. It was the original plea agreement. I've got it right here. Where is it? Oh, a 1-year suspended sentence during which Davis would commit to 60 days of home confinement and work release. The judge felt that was too lenient. So they're going to go to trial, theoretically, in the middle of February. I don't know what the date is exactly here. Sometime in the middle of February. I think it was February 15th, to be honest. I might have the dates messed up. But maybe they'll push it out legally. Maybe Gervonta goes to jail. I don't really know. But that's the big elephant in the living room. But it remains to be seen who's capping. Who's capping? Like, you guys tell me, is Ryan Garcia the one telling the lie? He told Ariel Helwani on his show that he had seen the contract. Is Oscar De La Hoya telling the lie? He's saying that he has received no contract and gave the deadline being this Monday. Somebody in the room is not telling the truth. Welcome to boxing, folks. So, I got my Siri acting up. I'm not sure why. But I want the fight to go down. It's obviously a fight with a lot of potential. So maybe it does happen, maybe it doesn't. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is Ryan Garcia lying? Is Oscar lying? Who's lying, folks? Welcome to boxing. Anyways, the recent news to also hit the wire. This is in regards to an undercard fight for that big event, Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez, which is an awesome fight, in my opinion. On the undercard of that, recently added Chris Colbert versus Raul Valenzuela. I really like this matchup. I think diehard boxing fans are in agreement that this is an awesome match. You got Chris Colbert, who was out there with that YouTube video when he was just an amateur trying to get on the Olympics, and he ended up starting his professional career. He had that fight, it was last February, with Hector Luis Garcia, and that was supposed to be a title eliminator or a title fight with Roger Gutierrez, but Roger Gutierrez got injured. Hector Luis Garcia came in on 2 weeks' notice, and I believe he was a 16-1 underdog or 11-1 betting underdog, and he thoroughly put the beat down on Chris Colbert, and it was a rough moment for Chris Colbert. His first loss of his professional career. He is now 16-1 with 6 knockouts. He got Raul Valenzuela. Similar incident last September on the Andy Ruiz Ortiz undercard, that big heavyweight fight that was really kind of anticlimactic. Had little spurts of good action here and there. Raul Valenzuela stepped in with a relatively unknown Edwin De Los Santos. Lo and behold, Edwin De Los Santos is a puncher that likes the pressure. Raul Valenzuela's vaunted counterpunching skills did not get him out of that bad situation. Edwin De Los Santos got the 3rd round TKO stoppage. Thus kind of putting a bit of a slowdown on the speed of the hype train that was Raul Valenzuela. Raul Valenzuela gained so much momentum off that sparring footage, or the supposed sparring session between him and Teofimo. This is the interesting thing about the social media era, folks. Sparring sessions are birthing stars like Raul Valenzuela or, Rolly Romero. At the same time, these young prospects are under the lens of the camera and under the social media microscope when they really should be developing without the additional pressure of public opinion weighing down on their shoulders. In the past, we never saw fighters with only 10 fights in their record, 15 fights in their record, getting primetime attention on social media, but it's a new animal, and it's something these fighters are going to have to deal with. And likewise, Chris Colbert, Raul Valenzuela, even with the losses early in their careers, are going to have to deal with that microscope and the constant lens of everyone watching them, even though they're kind of early in their careers because of social media. Welcome to boxing in 2023, folks. So, yeah, the latest news hitting the wire. Chris. Anyways, I think it's Stephen Colbert. Anyways, Chris Colbert, little B-Hop, a fan favorite out there in the East Coast, got his first loss against Hector Luis Garcia. Anyways, he's supposed to be fighting Raul Valenzuela, who got his first loss against Edwin De Los Santos. Both of them got losses in upset situations. They're going to be fighting on the undercard to Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez upcoming, and I'm really excited for this. So, boxing community, how do you think the fight plays out between Edwin De Los Santos, Chris Colbert, and Raul Valenzuela? What do you think about the matchup? Let me know in the comments section. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Do I got to keep telling y'all? Hit the like button. Press follow if you haven't already done so. Now, the last bit of news, not the most important bit of news, but Ivan Redkach and Adrian Broner, who were supposed to be scheduled to headline an event under the Black Prime banner in February 15th. Well, Ivan Redkach's odd ass is on social media today. Today is Sunday, and he's saying essentially that he's done with boxing, indicating that he's done with boxing. I'm not really sure. His exact words are, "There are a lot of mean people in boxing who ruin the life of boxers and break their dream. It hurts me. I'm done with boxing. I was loyal to boxing. When a boxer has his hands tied, he cannot fight." leading me to believe that he is retiring. I don't know if that's what that statement means, but everyone in the boxing world is currently trying to deconstruct it and figure out if that means the fight with Adrian Broner is off. Wouldn't be the first time a fight with Adrian Broner has fell through. His last fight, just a couple weeks out, he was supposed to fight Omar Figueroa. That fell through. I don't know. I like Adrian Broner, despite the fact a lot of people don't like him, and he has let us down numerous times. I got faith in my boy AB. About billions, gang. You already know, the youngest 4-division champion in boxing history. Yes, he caught L's to Marcos Maidana and got the draw with Jesse Vargas and caught the L to Manny Pacquiao, but that's still Adrian Broner, man. Cincinnati's finest, gang. But Ivan Redkach, he's an odd one. He had that round 6 stoppage against Regis Prograis early 2021 on the Jake Paul Ben Askren card. That was kind of wild because upon a replay, it looks like it was a fake injury, and they ended up giving him a TKO because of it. The last fight that Adrian Broner was in, gosh, it's been a while. 2021, February, against Giovanni Santiago, a unanimous decision. Many people felt it was a very, very unusually tough fight for Adrian Broner, and he looked very uninspired in that fight. Anyways, boxing community, how do you feel about Ivan Redkach potentially retiring, pulling out of that fight? Does anybody even care anymore about Adrian Broner? I still do. But anyways, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Hit that follow if you're not already following. I'm going to end the video here, folks. This is Hot Boxing Minute, the future of boxing analysis on YouTube and TikTok. Peace out.